Alright, so today we're gonna react to the Battlefield 6 trailer. Heard it was pretty good. Heard they were doing something special, so we're gonna see.
We got the fucking bench!
Alright, I'm kind of liking it already. It's got that little modern feel to it. It kind of looks like Battlefield 3. Keep it dragging. Yo, they got drone. Took the tag off. Hold on a second. That gun kind of reminds me of the Stem. Let me see that again. Yeah, this gun right here. It's like he's holding a magazine on the side. That's kind of dope. I wonder if they implemented older guns into the game. I don't know.
Contact! Fire!
It's in Brooklyn. Fun fact, that's how the real life Brooklyn is. Straight war zone. They did y'all justice. Battlefield 3. There's the pyramids in the background, so that's the Egypt. Okay, and they got skins and all that. Alright. That was dope. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that it kind of was like it reminded me a lot of Battlefield 3, and that's what fans were wanting for it to be more like Battlefield 3 and to not be so, I guess, non-Battlefield like. A lot of people were feeling like the latest Battlefield, including myself. I got videos on this channel that I have of me playing Battlefield 2042. It felt a lot like COD. I felt like it kind of lost its identity a little bit, and that kind of reminded me of Battlefield 3 a lot, which was a good game. I could definitely see what they're pushing for. Um, I the only thing I can hope for, and this is what kind of bothered me, was seeing this. The game isn't released yet, and we're already talking about skins. That's just not a good look, considering the fact that we know who this game is made by, and they're all about their money. I don't want to see all these skins and all this stuff. I don't want to see clown comic skins and all that. I don't want to see that. And that's kind of scaring me because now it's like the game isn't even released and we're already getting skins. But not saying that some games don't already do that. There's plenty of games that implement skins and all that type of stuff, but it kind of took me for a surprise. I know they have another trailer. They're gonna explain classes. Forgive me, I have to do this on the iPad. My laptop is acting up. This is what everybody's interested in the class. A huge thing was they felt like classes, guys weren't picking the right guns for their classes, and they were trying to see if they were going to fix that. The old battlefields had set weapons for your class. If you are a recon, you could only use snipers. An engineer, you only using LMGs and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Love was nearly lost until Pizza Hut showed up.
Go get her. Hi, I'm Peter.
Looks like a meat lover's.
At the core of any great first-person shooter is the connection players have with its world. We know the things our players love about Battlefield and are elevating them to an even higher quality than ever before. Our class system's back, with new innovations to give players even more choice. Intense tactical combat, from the gunplay to the way you move across the battlefield, rebuilt from the ground up. Vehicles that feel weighty, powerful, and can change the tide of war.
And of course, destruction. Something Battlefield does unlike anyone else.
We were lacking that in Battlefield 2042. It's not a lot of destruction. It really wasn't.
We heard you loud and clear. You want the class system back.
Yeah.
Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon.
Let's
An
go.
iconic formula for Battlefield. Each class features a signature weapon.
I personally use Recon, and here's my thing with the class systems. I just hope that they don't make Recon exclusive for sniper rifles. I personally use marksman rifles, and I use the BSVM, which is a marksman rifle. I hope that they make Recon be able to have marksman rifles and not just sniper rifles, because I'm no good with a scope.
Set, as well as class-exclusive gadgets and traits that define your
Hey,
role in the
what the
squad.
hell?
The Assault class.
An iconic formula for Battlefield. Each class features a signature weapon set, as well as class-exclusive
You saw
gadgets
that?
and traits that
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? That is the biggest rocket launcher I've ever seen in my life. Is that a belt attached to it? That is... that looks like a prop. That's crazy.
define your role in the squad.
The Assault class are the frontline killers who punch through enemies' defenses to open a way for the rest of the team. A handy grenade launcher will rob enemies of their cover, while flashbangs send them scurrying through the line of
Seeing a
fire.
lot of destruction.
Cornered by the enemy, an adrenaline shot may be the difference between life and death. Assault's enhanced mobility, combined with the option to throw on an extra primary weapon, makes you a formidable force that can push deep behind enemy lines.
You need a deterrent for tanks, helicopters, fucking jets? That's when you call in the engineer.
You heard that dude? He said fucking jets. That was personal.
Armed with a satchel filled with rockets and mines, this class is all about being a menace to the vehicles hunting your allies. They're also the only class capable of repairing friendly vehicles, equipment, and weapon placement.
Oh shit, dude.
The support class is there to pull your ass out of the fire, throwing down supply crates, heals, and ammo to keep you in the fight. Support can lay down deployable cover,
And that's
intercept
interesting.
enemy grenades.
So in 2042, we can't pull guys, in the cover and heal them. But I think that's dope. I think that's actually needed, especially for a game like Battlefield 6 when they're going for a more modern approach, and the maps will most likely be smaller. I heard the map list, it's Brooklyn, Cairo, Egypt. So I'm assuming that maps are smaller, and yeah, we're definitely gonna be able to need to pull guys to cover.
And missiles, and they're the masters of the machine gun. There is no better class to keep your squad in the fight when the odds are against you.
Recon is our tactical mastermind who
Yes,
provides
sir.
vital information to the squad and stalks the edges of the
My
battlefield,
class.
usually with a sniper rifle in hand to pull off the perfect headshot. With drones capable of pinpointing enemy positions, C4 that can cripple tanks and level buildings, and a laser designator that will guide your allies' missiles right to their target.
For Battlefield 6, we've reapproached combat and rebuilt it from the ground up to create an experience the team calls the Kinesthetic Combat System. Designed to give you a wider range of tactical and reflexive options during the heat of battle. It's about being aware of what's around you. How you move, how you shoot, and how to use destruction are all carefully balanced and work together to define this new system. With Dragon Revive, you can now cross no man's land to save a downed squad mate by pulling them to safety while reviving them. You can also lean and peek around corners. You can mount weapons on walls, crouch while sprinting, and even perform agile rolls while escaping enemy fire.
All vehicles have been tuned to be more responsive and intuitive than ever before. Whether you're tearing across the sky in a chopper, raining bullets down on your foes, or rolling through the desert in a tank.
I got to say, so far I'm impressed. I think that they're really starting to listen to us as, fans. A lot of what they're saying is definitely original Battlefield. I started playing Battlefield when Battlefield Company 2 came out. That's the first Battlefield that I ever played. So I know what real Battlefield is supposed to look like. It looks good and it sounds good. I just think we have to wait for it to get here. We've seen all types of games that look good and then they get here and it's just like scam. Like it doesn't look anything like the before product.
The new Hitch a Ride ability lets your squad stay together by expanding the number of spots available for vehicles.
That is so cool. Yeah, riding on the back of a tank like Garbage Man.
And while it's easier to navigate with simplified control options, harnessing these war machines' full lethal potential requires the expertise of a pro.
That makes sense.
We know you love destruction. And for Battlefield 6, we wanted to push destruction even further.
Okay.
Both in terms of a spectacle and as a gameplay mechanic.
We're debuting a new iteration called Tactical Destruction.
That was a little too far.
Even further. Both in terms of a spectacle and as a gameplay mechanic.
Okay, all right. Now, I think that's overboard destruction right there. Like, if you remember Battlefield 4, you realize how many explosives you had to use to actually destroy a building. I think the biggest one was in Shanghai where you would fire a bunch of rockets at the huge little tower thingy and it would destroy it. A C4 explosive destroying that whole building is kind of a little unrealistic, if we're being honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's how they destroy buildings in real life, but they place those in like different areas. Like you have to have at least 4 to 5 of them to be able to take level a building. That was a little excessive. I don't believe in over destruction. I mean, I think there should be some destruction, but that was a little overboard. Because see, what will happen is that somebody will do that and they'll take out 5 people in that one building when they really shouldn't. So
we're debuting a new iteration called Tactical Destruction. It gives you even more options to own the battlefield with countless ways to transform the environment.
yeah, like
Blocking your way?
tanks should be able to cause that destruction, not a little C4 explosive. Granted, the C4s in 2042 are trash, but I didn't ask for them to be OP in this game either, so.
Try C4, a rocket launcher, or your handy sledgehammer. Squad firing on your team from above? Take out the floor beneath them. Or blow it all up. Climb over the rubble, problem solved.
All these things come together to create a genre-defining, must-play first-person shooter experience you cannot get anywhere else.
All right, that was good. Few thoughts. I think that the maps do look a lot better than what we got in 2042. The maps that we got in 2042 were just garbage. Very terrible. And yeah, they were just really bad. And not only that, but they were so open. compared to 3 and 4, it was just, sniper mania. And you would get taken out by jets a lot easier and tanks. It was like it's very hard to kind of get to an enemy on foot in 2042. You kind of have to have Sundus, I think is her name, with the girl with the wingsuit that flies over, just to be able to get to somebody. It is really hard. And I think that the only time that you would really have fun on 2042 is if you were playing something like Small Quarters Conquest. So I think the maps definitely are improved, and I think there's a lot more cover, which will make it harder for tanks and air support to kind of kill guys really easy. That was one of my main issues, was that it was so open, that jets could be able to just kill you straight up, and it was easy to fly jets. In the trailer they talked about how it was gonna be harder to fly jets, so I think that's pretty good. But my thoughts, I think it will be a different game. I think that Battlefield 6 is taking it back to what it should be. I think they are listening, but I still, in the back of my mind, we have to see what it is when it gets here. Games change. Just like Call of Duty. Call of Duty looks good, but as soon as it gets here, then they start implementing these types of skins. People start cheating. They start getting sweaty, not taking showers. So, yeah, but I think they're definitely taking it in the right direction. And I think the community itself of Battlefield, we have such a more tight community than what Call of Duty players have. It's like, a game like Call of Duty come out, you get it just to get it. It's Call of Duty, but us Battlefield players, we actually pay attention to the product that we're going to be getting. And if we don't like that, then we boycott. So I think that it's a real good boycott on Battlefield 6 until it gets here. Guys are saying don't pre-order and all that. I think that's good. Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be going in the right direction for sure. Yeah, and that's my honest thoughts.